Hello guys. No, it's not my channel. It's her channel. Am I your first guest?
You are.
So then I'm also the first American.
Yes, and you have to introduce yourself because I'm not able yet to do it myself.
So my name is Joseph Stephen Rose. I am the expat American on YouTube. If you haven't heard of me, after she asks me questions and you learn about me and you think, wow, that guy's fantastic, then you can go over to my channel and see her there because I just interviewed her. And she is a French girl, as you know. You love her already, and she's going to ask me some questions and get to know me.
So for me, what's interesting first is who you are and why you moved to Russia.
So I'm an American. I was born in 1974, specifically from Florida, and I moved to Russia because I just happened to have a Russian wife, and she was homesick. So I wasn't an American who was fleeing America, which I know some are doing now, which is fine. But I was happy in America. I was successful in America. I had a business. I had a nice home and money and all that stuff. But I really, wanted a new adventure because my wife was homesick, or at least that's what I told myself.
And had you been to Russia before that, for a few weeks maybe, for visiting?
Yes, I'd been to Russia for a few months before moving. So when I came to see her the first time, it was a little bit scary because of all the Western indoctrination I had gotten of Russia. And, to make a long story short, we got married. And so then we would come here, since I was a business owner, my schedule was free, we would always come here a month at a time. So we got to really come here for a long time because for America, Russia's far away, right? And you're jet lagged and all that stuff. And, she had family here and friends. So it was very easy for us to live here for a month. And we would do that every 2.5 years because if we did it every year, that would be too much, we thought, because we have kids. If we did it every 2 years, then the season would always be the same. It would be cold or it would be hot. So we thought 2.5 years, this is my idea, I get to experience all of Russia.
And what about your American family? What did they think about that, moving especially, definitely?
They didn't like it. But at the same time, one of the benefits is, if I can make a joke, Americans, they're not super open, they're friendly first. So my friends and family, they won't tell me exactly how they feel, but I can tell they don't like that I'm here. Even though they know me, and I say, hey, this is a great place. And I have videos showing it's a great place. The media, the Western media, the indoctrination in the West is so strong. People that even know you won't believe you.
Yeah, and your kids, wasn't it too difficult for them to move?
So I have 5, and no, it wasn't difficult for them at all because I already had a Russian wife for many years at that point, and the kids are bilingual. It was easy for them, easy for all 5 of them actually.
Yeah. Another thing that is interesting to me is the trends in Russia. So I seem to notice that since I came here 1.5 years ago, a lot of people started to want to move to Russia from the West. First to visit Russia for 2 weeks and then maybe a year later to move definitely. So do you have the same experience with Americans?
Yes, that is so true that it's actually my wife's new business now. Because when we moved here, we didn't really have a strong financial plan. We still had a business in America making money for us, and we knew that would come to an end. We would sell it, and we have, and then we'd have to do something else with our money, and we'd have to make money. And so we were thinking about what to do. And when I started the channel, we've just gotten flooded with Westerners that want to move here. And she was helping them out at first. She still helps them out a little bit for free, but she has 5 kids. She can't do that much if she doesn't make money. So now, she'll give, if she knows it, she'll give people advice for free if they email her. But if they want to hire her to do more, she'll do more. She'll do as much as meeting them at the airport and getting them an apartment. And we're literally doing that now. So I make the videos, she helps people move.
So it's American people who contacted you mostly?
Americans and Canadians.
And do they know Russian? Do they have anything in common with, do they have Russian parents when they want to move?
Well, this is what's surprising to me because I have a Russian wife, right? So it's kind of easy, but there are people that are coming that don't know anyone in Russia at all,
They're really brave, I think, actually, to move to a new country with kids,
brave.
Especially.
Very brave.
But it's interesting because it means that Russia is going to maybe change a little bit if there are lots of foreigners who educated foreigners who are ready to work, who have families and everything, who start moving to Russia. In French, we say attracting brains. I don't know if that makes sense in English.
It does make sense. It does make sense, yeah. And Russia needs to, you know. And I think that people recognize that Russia is like a traditional family values place, kind of like a perfect place in a way, as much as a place could be. And I know if you have never visited Russia, you think I'm crazy right now when you hear that. Yeah, I mean, it's a tremendously wonderful place to live. I'm still in shock,
Yeah.
you know, being here.
It seems to me that in Russia, protecting kids and giving them a normal childhood is the most important, and that's something very precious to me. On the other hand, I'm not married yet, and I'm a little bit scared of the divorce rate in Russia, so I think there are like plus and minuses when it comes to traditionality maybe in Russia. Some parts are very traditional, some others maybe a bit less.
Right, right. I mean, you know, one of the most important things a person does in life is they pick their spouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good concern of yours, but I don't think that it's Russian men's fault, and I know you're not saying it is. Just in general, divorce rate is high
Yes.
in the, let's say, modern world. And so, although I know Russia's not considered part of the West, Russia is like the West in many ways,
Yes,
culturally.
for sure.
And now I think Russia is better than the West, you know,
Yes.
culturally. And I say a lot on my show, because I'm speaking to English speakers and Westerners, that it's like 1950s America living here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So you plan to stay in Russia like forever?
Yeah, I definitely plan to stay in Russia forever at this point. Originally, I thought, well, we'll come here for 5 years, 10 years. But now, because of everything that's happened, you know, I'm not leaving, you know, at this point. You know, I mean, something else crazier would have to happen for me to leave. I can't imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had every reason to stay. I mean, I had a beautiful house in Florida, you know, with my own garden that I tended, and my workout gym on the veranda, the back porch, and the deck, and I even built a tree house with all 5 of my kids and a
You can do
tire
that here.
swing underneath it.
Can't you do that
Yeah, I
here
can
in
do it here.
Australia?
Yeah. My wife wants to buy a house.
Yeah.
So, or a dacha, they call it in Russia. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be a dacha, but a dacha is stereotypically this idea of a house that's like a country home where you grow vegetables and where you live in the summer and you live on the weekends.
Yes.
So yeah.
So do you miss anything from Florida?
I mean, I've adjusted to the fact that some food is different. They have all the food, but some of the styles and the grains are a little bit different. I was sentimental about Disney because I'm an American and I'm from Florida. I went to Disney World a lot. But
That's okay to lose, I think.
but now I'm living in a place where they have actual real castles, you know, and that's very cool.
Do they though in Russia?
Well, they have Kremlins, which are fortresses, right? So I guess you're right. Are they like castles?
That's cheating a little bit. Yes.
Sort of not. Yeah.
But they have beautiful churches, I agree.
But it is emotionally kind of strange, this idea that I may never go back to America. You know, because I started the channel because I wanted to try and help educate the West on the fact that Russia's not a scary place. And now, you know, there have been political write-ups on me. And the West really, really doesn't want people thinking good things about Russia, to the point where I would be concerned for my well-being to leave. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, yes.
I mean, there's a guy that was just pulled off of a plane, who is an American who speaks out in favor of Russia, and he was trying to fly to the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum that my wife and I spoke at, and they pulled him off the plane and confiscated his passport. You know?
That's crazy.
Now, he's a little bit more popular than I am, but the point is that people that do what I do are getting into trouble with the West for seemingly no reason.
But it's not going to last for long because it's impossible to hide the truth to that extent.
I hope so. I'm glad you said that, you know, because when I feel down and I'm afraid for my children, I remind myself of how long World War II lasted, for example. And because that was a hell of a time, but it did come to an end.
Yes, but information and communication were different at the time. Nowadays it's much harder to hide anything, really.
Yes, I hope so. So guys, thanks so much for watching me on her video. It's very cool to speak to a French girl, perhaps for the first time. I don't remember. Have I spoken to a French girl before? I probably have, but still, it's wonderful. So please come on over to my channel right now and watch her on my channel, where I grill her and ask her lots of questions, and we see even more of this beautiful park. Anything else? Did I say the right things?
No, I think we said everything. Thank you very much. And thank you to our cameraman for his good job.
Ah, yes, the Russian cameraman here in Russia.